Welcome to Zero Credibility Sports. First of all, me and my co-host, Harry. So sad Justin couldn't make it today. He's off holidaying in Finland, if I'm not mistaken.
Somewhere in Norway.
Norway, yeah.
And Finland.
Somewhere where you can see northern lights and blonde people. And, all right, anyways, Happy New Year to
Have we heard from him, by the way?
Yeah, very little. I think he's... I don't know. I don't know what's going through his mind right now. But anyways, but we'll get into this when he's back.
Is he seeing a lot of... You know how he's seeing the aurora lights? Is he seeing a lot of red in Norway?
I don't know. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure he's having a blast of a time right now.
Right.
But anyway.
And by the way, because we all know... Well, for those who don't know, he's a Manchester United fan.
And Solskjaer is Norwegian as well.
Right. So he would have no... I'm sure that's not his... on the high list of priorities right now.
Yeah.
But if he were to watch these games, he would have no problems in going to an establishment when the game is on, when a Manchester United is playing, to watch a game, right?
Yeah, apparently he told me Solskjaer was one of his favorite players. So he was mine as well, super sub. Anyways, we digress.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the NBA. So for those who didn't know, the biggest news piece, in our opinion, has definitely got to be the KD-LeBron controversy, where it seems like KD was throwing a bit of shade about playing with LeBron.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, what he was trying to say, it's difficult. I don't know. Okay, let's see what he said word for word, verbatim.
Because I don't think he was throwing...
Let's just see what he's trying to say verbatim.
Okay, let's go to the quote.
All right. So, Harry, you want to read it?
You can read it.
Okay, fine. This is what Durant said about the fact when you play with LeBron. He says...
on to Rick Bucher on the Bleacher Report.
Yep. Okay. Yep. That's who he said it to.
Yeah.
He said, so much, verbatim, so much hype comes from being around LeBron from other people, Durant said. He has so many fanboys in the media. Even the beat writers just fawn over him. I'm like, we're playing basketball here, and it's not even about basketball at certain points. So I get why anyone wouldn't want to be in that environment, because it's toxic, especially when the attention is bullshit attention, fluff. It's not LeBron's fault at all. It's just the fact you have so many groupies in the media that love to hang on every word. Just get out the way and let us play basketball. So that's what he said. And shall we just move to the bit how LeBron responded?
No. Can we take it? Let's take it point by point.
Okay.
Let's take it overall. What part of this what do you take from this? Is it accurate? Is it not accurate? Should he have said it? What do you think?
I mean, I think like for people who really follow basketball, they know this. It's like it's like a known thing, but is it the right thing for like you to say?
So you think it's true, but it probably shouldn't have been said. Is that
maybe like to the degree, or maybe I wouldn't have used those words, right? I wouldn't have used certain words like toxic.
Okay.
I wouldn't have, I would say, like...
But do you think it was true? So set aside from the fact that it might be impolitic to say that.
Generally, it's true. Don't you think so? I think generally it's true.
Okay.
I think LeBron has a lot of fans in the media.
Yep.
And
fanboys
in the media.
Yeah.
But I think
that absolutely is true, don't you think?
It's so true. And LeBron likes wine. There's news articles about that. Oh, he and his red wine. Like, that's not basketball.
Which isn't...
It isn't basketball.
So far, Kevin Durant hasn't said anything...
LeBron's rapping music. Yeah, so far he hasn't
said anything that's wrong.
Yeah, but...
so let's keep that separate to whether it's appropriate for him to say it or not. Because let's just establish...
He said nothing wrong.
Whether we agree with him on this point or not.
The thing I disagree is the use of the word... toxic. Oh, actually, maybe not, because I'm just thinking out loud.
Do you think
it might be toxic in his opinion?
In LeBron's, in Kevin Durant's opinion?
Kevin Durant might be a player that we all know. Kevin Durant, like what he likes to do is, besides spending his free time going on Instagram using burner accounts to talk shit about people he
like to take a shot. Okay, go ahead.
No, but
we
all know that Kevin Durant really likes to spend time focusing on his game, which is just he likes to go to the gym just to shoot up shots because he wants to be improve his shooting.
So he wants to be a basketball player, right?
Yeah, he just want to be. Yeah, he just focus.
How many people
on
do you think in the NBA are like that?
I don't know. I would say
50%. You said majority. So over 50%.
60%.
Okay,
I might be wrong. I don't know too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he speaks for many, right? He speaks for many in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like, right?
No, but some people might agree that what LeBron is trying to do, like usually not everything, but like for example, him opening schools, him doing charity for like
I don't think that's what he's referring to, though.
But that's why the news guys love him, right? Is that not part and parcel with the news?
I suppose I know it comes with the territory.
Content
so
with
if you want to talk about his philanthropic
adventure, whatever
efforts, then there's also going to be a lot of fluff around it too, right?
Yeah. Then, so okay, then I think it comes part and parcel, right?
Philanthropic. I don't know. I still think I've got it right. Okay,
but it comes part and parcel with like, I think the character that is LeBron, right?
Yes, but also part of it is the media.
So,
okay. So, do you think the word toxic is
the right word?
Forget about if it's impolitic or not, if it's appropriate or not. Do you actually think that's correct, in your view?
I don't think so. I mean, for me, like if you were like in a player of a team, and if that player gets that limelight, should it really bother you if they're talking about your teammates like rapping the music?
But that's not all there is. If that is the case, then that's fine.
Yeah,
I think a lot of times.
But you said what they're talking about is fluff. So for me, the only reason if I was like a co-player or like I'm playing with LeBron, it's if I'm not getting the credit I deserve. Which for me, when I read this, it was more of like, what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that LeBron creates a media circus? Yeah, he kind of does, but how does it affect you? It should only affect you if they're talking about, oh, LeBron carries all of you guys, and you're a bum, you're not doing anything. But he didn't say anything like that.
Well, he did say it somewhere else. I read that essentially you have LeBron, who is great, all-time great player, but I think people may tend, especially with his fanboys, may tend to overpraise him by showering him with all the credit when they win.
So is that what KD is going at?
I think he hinted it somewhere else in the article. Now, I'm not sure if he said this, if the quote was as it is from start to finish. In other words, maybe the writer, and it happens.
Yeah, it happens.
You don't print every single sentence that he says. Sometimes you don't take things out of context, but there are sentences you might have to leave because there's only so many words that you have to type. So maybe did he try to contextualize it or give some more clarification to this? But so my take of it is the word toxic may be a catch, sort of maybe a sort of a word that cries out, right? That gets the attention. I don't know if it's necessarily inaccurate, but I can understand when someone says, okay, that might be a bit too much. But if it means that, do I want someone to suppress someone to not say anything, to be just politically expedient or politically correct or not, I would vote for someone like this all the time.
Yeah, okay.
Because I don't think he went overboard whatsoever. It did generate some sort of controversy because of the word toxic and LeBron. And you have a fellow,
I think that word,
a top two player,
what
criticizing
means, right?
top player.
Creating a toxic environment. It's just that players don't want to be there at all.
But he made pains to say that it wasn't LeBron's fault. He's saying it's the media bubble around.
So he's saying the
LeBron.
media is creating a bubble around LeBron that no one wants to be there with him. Like he's a great player, but I don't play with him because of the environment.
Because there are basketball players who wants to just play basketball. They don't want all the media circus. There are people. They're the media. There are.
But how is that? How is playing with LeBron going to affect you unless they're talking about your contributions?
Well, there are media people at the shoot around all the time, and they'll be asking those teammates about what did LeBron say, what happens with this, because that's going to be talked about. That's going to be asked of those players all the time. Because LeBron's their teammate. LeBron's obviously the best player.
Okay.
I think that's what he's saying. That a lot of players don't want his teammates who wants to just play basketball. They don't want to have to go through this circus to answering all these questions about LeBron James.
So would you say? Okay, I don't think that's what you said. But
No, what do you mean? You don't think that's what he said?
for me, I'm just getting off. Like, I just think Katie. I mean, it sounds more of like if I play with LeBron, they're gonna always talk about LeBron, and maybe not about me.
But that's part of it too. I think he said. I don't know.
I think it's more of that than the fluff and bullshit attention. Like, some people get bullshit attention all the time. That's why people watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. That's like the prime example, the epitome of bullshit attention.
Okay, but this is the NBA. This isn't about the reality.
But it's part and parcel of the NBA. Like, don't you think like 50% of the little snippets on you don't go on Instagram, but me and Justin do. Okay. Like, they're just bunch of videos of them dancing. It's not really basketball. It's just them doing.
It isn't, and
dancing.
that's what Kevin Durant's saying. Because I think the majority. I'm not saying it's 100. I'm not even saying it's 90 or even 80. I think 70% of the players, they just want to play ball because that's how they're getting paid. They're getting paid to play basketball. They're judged on their performance on the court, and anything else that diverts attention from that, they don't care about.
Yeah,
right?
But how does news about LeBron okay?
Because so imagine if you're playing on a team with LeBron on it. He's the star, right?
Yeah.
When they have shoot around all the time, media is going to go to them when they come off the court. But
I don't think you're obliged to, right? You're obligated.
No, you are. It's part and parcel. It's part of the contract.
So you have to talk to them.
Yeah,
whenever they want. Or
I mean,
all the time.
Most people. I don't know. Look, you see people after practice, whether it's
no, but what's the difference? What's the difference between them? Why don't they interview? Why do they interview this guy specifically? Or like when they call to interview them, must they interview?
Are you talking about? Okay, so there's a difference between, say, post game. I think because there's only certain slots available.
Yeah,
they probably only call 2 or 3 of each team, right? Usually either the star.
Who picks it?
I think the media as a collective. I don't know this for sure, but I'm talking about just in shoot around, in practice. You've seen. You hear people and bouncing the ball, and talk. Coaches talk. And
but then they talk. Doesn't he, like Kevin Durant, arguably the second best player in the NBA?
Yes.
Wouldn't he have these obligations anyways?
No, I know everybody does, and he's saying that LeBron's teammates don't necessarily want to get caught up with any non-basketball stuff that LeBron will inevitably attract. Part of it is because of his greatness, and part of it is self-made, that he creates all this sort of attention, all these sort of stuff himself, and part of it is the media around him that just hangs on every single of his word, every single of his social media content.
Okay, do you think they will ask like every week? They'll go, "Oh, what do you think of Kevin Durant rapping to this song? What do you think?" The media. Do you think the media will be asking him dumb questions like that?
Asking who?
Kevin Durant, if he was playing with LeBron. Oh, Kevin Durant, do you go over and drink wine with like LeBron? Do you think they'll be asking questions like that? No, they'll be asking him questions like, how's LeBron impacted your game?
That's probably what drives a lot of the question time. But some of the questions, because it's a long season. You can't just be asking basketball questions every single time, right? So whenever there is some news about LeBron, sometimes it is basketball in the sense that, hey, whatever LeBron says on Instagram, he might have done a wink wink or a nudge nudge or some shade, or not some shade, some what's the word, subtweeting something.
Yep.
Well, that's going to affect everyone on the team. So they might be asking, whether it's Brandon Ingram or J.R. Smith or whoever it is, and maybe there are certain players who don't mind it, but there are a lot of players who do mind it because it takes away from the attention on basketball. And LeBron is, I know Kevin Durant didn't say it, but I always say this, LeBron is partially responsible for this because he does do his fair share of sort of passive-aggressive social media sort of stuff.
Not anymore.
Okay, maybe, but certainly in Cleveland, back in the Cleveland days. And
he used to do it a lot when he first moved back to Cleveland.
Oh, he still does it with, these Arthur, didn't he do it an Arthur thing? He told Kevin Love to fit in, fit out, all that stuff. And, these are all sort of these inscrutable things that then the media inevitably, like a pack of lemmings, they'll go to LeBron, they go to Kevin Love, and they say, well, LeBron did this. What do you make of this? They'll say, so use an example of, you remember the fit in, fit out with Kevin Love. So Kevin Love will have to go, when he's going to shoot around, he's going to be asked those questions. What do you think LeBron meant when he said this? Well, if you're Kevin Love, you just want to play basketball. You want to practice. You want to answer these questions. You don't want to have to face all these questions because what is he going to say?
I think it happens within every other team.
It happens
just,
more.
The magnitude is different.
That's what he's saying because LeBron James, given his stature within the game, given his greatness, it does attract that, and he contributes to it.
We've been on this thing for 15 minutes.
Okay, so
I just say this. I think the only reason, this is the most objective reason why you don't want to play with LeBron James is you feel that you might not get the credit you deserve.
That's another part. That's
the main thing for me, in my opinion.
Okay, that's fine. I think they're both. I don't know if it's equal. I don't know if it's equal or not, but they both contribute to that. And I think in this quote, because it's the word toxic.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying with the first part. We were arguing about that's what he's saying. But somewhere else along the article, he's also, maybe someone else might have said this too. It might have been Tyson Chandler who might have said, who now is a teammate now. He has to walk back some of the comments. He said something like, and it's true too, you have all these fanboys out there who will apologists, who will praise LeBron whenever his team wins.
But defend him.
It's all LeBron. Whenever he loses, or whenever his team loses,
they defend him.
It's the team. It's the
surrounded.
supporting mate.
Yeah.
And you look at and Kevin Durant isn't wrong when he says, well, it's whatever he says is supported by the actions of the players. Correct? You look at Kyrie Irving. He was there. He won a championship. Now, it makes it easier for him to leave because he's won a championship.
Yeah.
But he won it out.
Yep.
Right? All these eligible free agents who has a chance to go, in fact, they've actually said, I wanted to join LA or the Lakers. Poor George. He did not go. Last, he stayed in OKC. Kawhi Leonard wanted to, he's an LA guy. He did not want to be traded to, well, he didn't have a choice, but I don't think it was his
first choice.
First choice to go to the Lakers.
We'll
now he wants to go to,
it was Clippers, apparently.
He wants to go to, why does he not want to go to the Lakers? Right?
No, I actually just think it's the same answer, which I think Kyrie is the first person to say it. Like, you won't get the credit you deserve. You might not get the credit you deserve.
Did he say that, did he?
No, but like he was saying, I want my own team.
Okay, that's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah,
but he's not going to tell you that, hey, listen, Kevin Durant's probably saying a lot of what a lot of people are thinking, but with it, they don't.
They're just saying it in a veiled way.
Who's saying it?
Everyone. They just don't want to say. Okay, the best way of putting it is this: they don't want to play with LeBron because it will be LeBron's team. It will be like my team. You're not even Robin. You're like Alfred. You're like the guy who helped prep the.
I slightly differ with you. I think people don't mind being Robin, but they just don't want to be like, they don't want this narrative where Batman, when they win a game, it's Batman. When they lose a game, it's Robin's fault. They don't want that.
Yeah.
They don't mind being like Kyrie Irving. I don't think anyone will say, well, certainly Kyrie Irving isn't saying, or he doesn't think he's better than LeBron James.
No, but Kyrie Irving wants to be Batman.
Maybe so. But if he was in an environment where he can flourish and he feels like the media isn't treating him unfairly or putting LeBron on a pedestal, I think he would have remained in Cleveland, certainly until the sort of contract lapses, because it would have been a much better chance of him winning another ring. But yet he wanted to go.
Yeah.
And you look at everyone else. Jimmy Butler didn't list the Lakers as his option. The only guy who I think may have a chance is Anthony Davis. The only sort of frontline star player who has a chance to move, who might actually go to the Lakers, might be Anthony Davis. That's it. Because he doesn't have a ring. Like, when you have a ring, you would not want to go, in my opinion, you wouldn't want to join LeBron and sort of be exposed to all this stuff.
Okay. But shall we move to LeBron's response?
Oh, yeah, sorry. We got carried away, but yeah, let's do that. So in summing up, in my opinion, Kevin Durant is only saying what most of these other
numerous players have
people
said
are
in just a different way.
They just didn't say it. They can't actually say it.
They said in a
but they
veiled
say
way.
it by their actions.
Yeah.
So I can think he's actually telling the truth. Now, if you want to say he might have chosen the wrong word, I wouldn't disagree with you, but I'm for him to use that word because it's not derogatory.
Yeah,
it's not like offensive. It only catches attention, but I'm for him to say that word 100 times out of 100.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go to LeBron's response.
Yeah. With
This
Rachel
summer.
Nichols.
But then he had quotes recently saying that he doesn't think it's comfortable for other elite players to play with you. He called the media environment around you, quote, toxic. What did you think when you heard him say all that?
I was a little pissed off when I first heard it, to be honest. I didn't know where it stemmed from. So I was pissed. My family was pissed. My friends was pissed. We just didn't know why, at this point in time in the season that, my name or what I've done in my career was kind of talked about like that. So, I don't feel like it's ever been toxic around me. And when I hear toxic, I automatically thought like, toxic is like you don't want to be around that because it's almost like a fatal disease. You don't want to be around that. But got a phone call from KD. We talked about it. He mentioned how he felt and how he felt the story took a twist. And, as a man, I don't hold on to things too long. I'm too happy in my life right now. And I don't hold on to anything that will take away from my happiness.
So how did you two leave that conversation?
Listen, he told me how he felt, and he apologized on how it came out, and I said, all right, we move on from there.
Talk about other guys who might want to play with you. You said recently that it would be amazing if the Lakers traded for Anthony Davis.
It wasn't brought to me.
Okay. Yep.
Yo, you could tell he's still a bit mad.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm too happy in my life right now. When you say that, it comes off as like I'm still a little bit salty,
I got that sense too.
Yeah.
That he really wasn't happy about it.
Yeah, if you really dealt with it on the phone call, it should be, no, it's over. Like, I wasn't happy when, the way I would say it was like, I wasn't really happy the way he portrayed me. But we got on the phone, clearly, that's not what he was trying to say. Yada, yada, yada. But you could tell that he's so worked up about it. I think the best way, I think we both agree that LeBron's still a little pissed. Let's talk about LeBron's recruiting powers. Shall we?
Oh, well, do you not want to, what do you take from that? You just think he did say himself that he was quite pissed, right?
Yeah, I was quite pissed. What's new? LeBron's petty, LeBron's sensitive. What else you want to...
Yeah, I can understand when the word toxic comes around with you, and the media's going... And it's actually proving Durant's point where the media just goes overdrive when LeBron is in the news, right? And certainly when someone has a mildly, or use the word toxic around you. So I can understand how he feels, but I think...
No, but I think I think if Durant said it about anyone else, it would be similar. Obviously there won't be a Rachel Nichols interview.
It wouldn't be similar. Because it's LeBron. It's actually proving Durant's point. You don't think so?
No. I think it would be the same for... obviously...
No way it would be the same. You wouldn't get the same airplay.
It will be... Okay, it won't get the same airplay, but it will be as in, there will be an interview. Everyone would still ask you about it. For example, if I call out Tyson... if I was a basketball player and say, yo, Tyson Chandler's a bum. And if I said that...
but that's not... Hold on. That's not...
In the same breath... No, but you're calling... Yeah. No, but you're still, labeling a player something...
No, but Kevin Durant took pains to not be derisive of LeBron. He actually said it wasn't LeBron's fault, and I believe him when he said that.
No, but okay, what if I said, the same thing, but
he's talking.
If I change the name, it would still be a topic of discussion. It might not be as big of a topic of discussion.
Yeah, well, okay, but that's part
what you're
of
getting at.
That's part of Kevin Durant's point because of the magnitude, and a lot of players.
Let's discount all the other players around. Let's just talk about every other superstar.
Right.
I think it might not be up there, but it'll still be there. You know what I mean?
Sure. Because anytime you use the word toxic, and you know what happens in this world, context is stripped. You have all these clickbait headlines, and
we're in a
pretty soon,
context-free world.
Right. Now, people will say, well, Kevin Durant should know better. Well, I don't think so. He doesn't have a responsibility. He's saying how he's saying it, and he's made sure to not being derisive, to not being insulting, and he's giving it some context. And if people want to take it out of context, I don't think it's necessarily Kevin Durant's job to make it so that people don't take it the wrong way.
Yeah, of course not. No. I think I'm glad it came out. I mean, sometimes it needs to come out so they could trash it out and clear.
And I think right now in this league, I see, and a lot of people will view, and LeBron is great.
Yeah,
he not just as a basketball player
as an
on
athlete,
the court, as an off the court,
as a superstar.
Let me try this again. As a philanthropist.
I got
that right.
Got it. Got him.
Okay. But I think Kevin Durant he speaks truth to power. Now, sometimes does it become a bit too raw for people? Maybe. But I think he's necessary and he's refreshing in the NBA.
Okay. So, I agree with you. Shall we move on to the... Shall we talk about LeBron's recruiting history a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe what Kevin Durant has been saying, it's been true, and I think all the players around him know it. You know?
Yeah,
and it might be able. You can tell this from LeBron's recruiting history, because has LeBron ever truly recruited like true world class other player? Like, I think the only all-star I remember him recruiting was Chris Bosh, and I don't even know if LeBron went to Chris Bosh and went Bosh.
It was a threesome, right? It was a Bosh, Wade,
but Wade was already there, right? So
right, but I think word is they got around during the Olympics in 2008,
and who said it?
I don't know what
I wouldn't take because Wade was already there and he moved there, so I wouldn't say he recruited anyone.
Right. I understand. In the literal sense, it wasn't sort of a recruitment.
So you could say he recruited Bosh, maybe. Okay, you could say he recruited.
He certainly played a big factor in, but all three of them essentially, right?
Bosh, and then I would say Kevin Love, who's been a multiple All-Star appearance. Okay, that's the closest thing. And
but he didn't recruit so much as. He might have given the word because remember Cleveland had the first pick.
Yeah.
And
you said
they had to
pick.
Yeah, so he's probably given the green light, but I'm not sure if he actually went to Kevin Love to say, because Kevin Love doesn't have a say in that, I don't believe.
All right, then I think it's as simple to say then
he hasn't recruited
anyone. You could say he recruited Dwayne Wade, but he recruited Dwayne Wade with a bung knee, you know?
Yeah. In fact, if nothing else, and
J.R. Smith,
this will sound
Kyle Korver,
this will
Iman
sound
Shumpert.
Yeah, look, he has recruited in a sense of these supporting players.
But he has never recruited
a fellow star.
Yeah,
right.
fellow star.
The only possibility is Anthony Davis. That's the only that's the only one I see that could potentially be recruited.
Is it because they're under the same sport agency?
It doesn't hurt. But also because of Anthony Davis's his temperament. And I don't think he doesn't have much of an ego as well. But yeah, certainly.
Are you saying he's? Yeah, I mean, he was rocking that monobrow for so many years.
Yeah.
Surely, I think he's impervious to everything right now.
Maybe I don't get the sense that
I think Anthony Davis wants to be the man. I think he said he wanted to be the best player in the world. Surely, playing with LeBron is not really a step forward unless you're planning to take the throne after he leaves.
He knows that LeBron is coming to an end and he may be willing to pass the baton in the next couple of years. He certainly can't go on forever, right? And Anthony Davis has, at least 10 years, well, certainly 8 years left.
Well, okay, one quick question. So do you think once LeBron retires, you think Anthony Davis will be the best player, or do you think it will be Kevin Durant? Because Kevin Durant is undoubtedly the second best player right now.
Oh, I mean, that's a long time. I mean, I don't know. When is LeBron going to retire? I don't know.
When is LeBron going to fall off the hill?
Yeah.
There's a difference
between when he's going to
not
become the best player and when he's going to retire.
I'll say 2 years. In 2 years. Let's just say in 2 years. In my opinion, 2 years.
2 years is a long time.
Who do you think will replace him? Who do you think is next up to replace him?
In
your opinion, just go. Just have a pick right now.
I don't think it's Anthony Davis. I'll tell you why. He's getting all world numbers.
Yeah,
along with James Harden.
Oh, the rebound.
Yeah.
Crazy.
but he's not winning.
Yeah.
Okay, James Harden is winning without Chris Paul right now. He's doing
And
it.
LeBron used to be winning without anyone else.
Right. And I think James Harden won't win in the playoffs as much as he wins in the regular season. That's a different question. But Anthony Davis isn't even winning in the regular season. And in fact...
And he has a good team, you know? He has a decent team.
Mirotic isn't there, so you might want to... who? Drew Holiday, yeah. And Julius Randle is playing really well.
He's got a bit of a squad, not a whole squad, but he's got a bit of a squad.
Yeah, and what I noticed was they won when he wasn't. Now I know it's a one-off thing. They actually the Pelicans have been losing. Now I don't think they have a great coach either.
Okay.
But certainly, if you are that star, you need to be able to win when you have a big game. Or when you don't have a big game, even.
So you gave us reasons why he's not gonna.
He's even dropped. He was a top 5. He's even dropped, in my opinion, from that even because he's not winning. He's giving you all these numbers, but he's not winning. So there's sometimes tells you something about
who's gonna replace LeBron. Just give me your pick, man.
I don't know if I still think Kevin Durant is the second best player right now.
And who's third?
Kawhi.
Yeah.
I will say this. I haven't been big on Giannis.
Yeah.
He's certainly.
Top 5. He's fifth, probably 5th or 4th.
I don't know about that, but he's certainly...
What?
Yeah. Hear me out. He certainly is in the running for MVP.
Yeah,
I'll give you this.
But then, why is he the best?
That doesn't mean... Just because you win the MVP doesn't mean you are the best player. I think he and Harden are in the lead for MVP.
Right
hold on. The reason why... Well, I will say this. Giannis has certainly overtaken Anthony Davis because Giannis is getting all these numbers and his team is winning.
Okay.
That counts big. Now, there's a difference between winning in the regular season versus winning in the playoffs. And I think Giannis, like Harden, his game isn't built to win in the playoffs as yet. I'm not going to be stubborn and say, hey, he'll never do that because because he certainly has the ingredients to win more than James Harden does in the playoffs. But right now, he's winning the regular season. Mike Budenholzer is a good coach, is a good regular season coach. I haven't seen it in the playoffs yet. Giannis needs to be able to take body contact and finish at the rim the way that LeBron does, or certainly close to that. Right now he doesn't. Right now he dunks so often the way that Shaq does, but he can't do it in the playoffs because the game slows down. Defense is more set.
It's more tough, more fit, like he has to take more bumps.
Yes, and also you're playing against all these playoff teams rather than the top tier. So they'll be better defensively. And also, you need to be able to get a jump shot. Because the fourth quarter, you don't get the whistles. The referee doesn't give you the whistles in the fourth quarter.
The throws, the foul throws.
And he's not a great free throw shooter.
Really
so you need to be able to beat them off the dribble, like a one-on-one.
People
just score.
Are tipping Giannis to be the next LeBron. And baby Bron right now.
LeBron
but you don't think so?
LeBron is the greatest facet of LeBron is obviously his Giannis is nowhere near the court. No one is the passer that LeBron is. That's a gift. That's a rare gift.
So you think LeBron is the best passer in the NBA?
Yeah, by far. He's one of the 2-3 of all time. So that's how great James is, and also he's able to finish so well, and that's what makes him so great. So Giannis is nowhere close as a finisher or as a passer. He'll never get there as a passer. As a finisher, let's see. Now, he does have the advantage of size, so he's a great defensive presence, but offensively, it's going to be tough for him if he doesn't improve in the playoffs to be able to dominate, to be able to finish a game. So that's why I don't have him certainly in the top 3. And is he in the top 5? Maybe. I don't know. But certainly Anthony Davis has fallen off the top 5 for me.
Okay, give me your top 5 then. Right now, now of this season.
This season. That's
obviously James is still number 1. Durant number 2.
Give
the other 3.
Are we going by just MVP, or we're talking about just
the best player?
Well, okay, James 1, Durant 2, because he has premium skill of just shooting from anywhere. He can't pretty much can't block it,
him, right? He has to miss,
and that's the premium skill in the playoffs where you need a bucket in the fourth quarter, right?
Yeah.
Kawhi, best defensive player. He's also a very good jump shot. He's a great mid-range.
Better than ever right now?
I haven't seen him play that much, but he's great.
I think he might be better than ever right now. Like maybe
he may well be.
We have to see him at the playoffs.
He may well be.
We can really say
and maybe because he's not playing, like he doesn't have Pop breathing down his neck.
Ooh.
Well,
so you're
actually,
saying Pop might have like limited him from performing.
Well, I think,
from expressing
and
his.
I
future.
say this literally. I don't think Pop is like. I actually think he's overrated as a coach.
All right, we can
He's a
get
great
into this-
coach,
We can get into this
but he's not-
another day.
Well-
We need Justin here to like
Well, we
see-
had
see if he's
a battle, if you recall, one of these weeks. But okay, so Kawhi is certainly top 3.
okay.
I
I won't disagree with you there.
I think Steph Curry is certainly in the top 5. He's probably maybe 4. Let's give him 4.
I'll give him 4. He's
I think,
so important to the
yeah,
Warriors.
yeah, but
man, this year.
in the regular season, he might be even top 3 or 2. Even he might be even 1 in the regular season. But
Yeah.
in the playoffs, you need these premium skills like defense, like passing or controlling the game that James
Okay.
does, like scoring that Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. As good as he is,
He's
it's
limited.
it's a hit and miss. Like when
Yeah.
he catches fire, it's brilliant. It's great, but sometimes he can be off, and that's reasonable.
no, but the
because
fact there's a guard in there says something, right? Like,
oh yeah, but
there's a small
we
guy.
don't. This isn't boxing. We don't. It's not pound for pound, right?
Yeah.
Like
Of
whatever,
course
whoever you
not.
are,
No,
you're
but
on the
like-
court by your size. So
but your size makes a difference on your game.
well, yeah, it's a handicap. Certainly,
Yeah, it's a
like
handicap,
you'd
yeah.
rather be taller because.
So his skills far surpass his handicap. Okay, let's
but
talk
it's not about the skill. It's about as a player, how do you affect the game, regardless of height, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
This
Steph
just,
is certainly
like, getting
there.
into the, like,
I don't know who's
particulars.
5. I don't. I haven't thought, but certainly these are the clear 4.
Not even Joel. You're gonna put Embiid name in the mix?
He
Embiid's like
he's
another animal.
very
He's
good.
Evolving
no,
again.
no. But in the playoffs, you can shut him down. Al Horford shut him down last year. He's a big man who doesn't like to play that close to the basket. He likes to take 3-pointers.
3-pointers, yeah.
And he's not a great 3-point shooter. And he's a very good defensive player. But in order for you to win, you need to be either Shaq or Duncan, right? You need to be able to be so effective at the low post or just dominate the way that Shaq does without the fundamentals. And right now he hasn't shown it. Now we'll have to wait till the playoffs. But so I don't know. Could it be Harden? Could it be Giannis? Could it be? I might be missing someone, but I don't know. I don't think it matters that much. It's a
think we
clear
digressed. We
4.
digressed.
It's a
Yeah.
clear top 4 in my mind.
Top 4. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'll go with you with the 4.
Yeah.
The 5th, you think the 5th you're unclear.
Well, I have issues with Anthony. I thought Anthony Davis might have been 5, but he's off because his team's not winning. You're one of 5 players, and
My
you can play
fifth-
both in
I think my
defense
5th
and
is
offense.
Giannis.
Giannis?
Yeah.
He could be there, but we're talking about not just the rate. We're talking about in order to win,
See, I mean, like,
win a
I'm talking
championship.
about this year so far, like what we've seen so far, right? Maybe the playoff might change my perception, but so far the best player I've seen this.
Well, no, hold on. That's different. Well, then we're talking about MVP. Who's ahead
no,
in
I'm
MVP?
talking about like who's been like playing. Who's the best player
So-
I've seen from what you've seen so far as well.
This is it only taking
Not
into account this
MVP.
season?
This, yeah.
Well, then that's the MVP vote. Like, in other words, who would you have the MVP to? Like,
No, but
in
that's
effect.
valuable to the team. But I'm just saying, like, we're talking about best in terms of ability.
Oh, that's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at just who's the best player.
Yeah.
Taking into account history.
No, I'm just talking about who's the best player this season right now, and like who's
See, that's a different conversation because
LeBron's
regular season and postseason are completely, I won't say complete, but they're different.
different. I know, but,
Yeah.
but I'm saying who's the best player right now. No, you could say it's the MVP, but like I don't
Yeah.
like getting into the the narrative of like because sometimes you play on a shit team, but you've seen.
No,
them
I
play,
get
but-
that. So Giannis, if you're just looking at the regular season, Giannis is one of the 2 best players along with James Harden in my mind. So
Yeah,
they're one of the 2 best.
Yeah.
They're the 2
But
leading
LeBron
MVP
is,
contender.
LeBron is like the
LeBron's probably
machine
3.
Behind, yeah, machine.
LeBron was 3. But
Let's not go in order.
I'm
Let's not go in
extrapolating
order.
into what's going to happen in the postseason,
Okay, let's
and
not go in
Harden
order.
and Giannis isn't
Okay,
as.
in the top 5 in no particular order, the best players right now, I think we're in agreement for most of them. Maybe the order might be in disagreement. Let's put 5 names. I'm going to put 5 names, and you just tell me which one you disagree with and put in your name. So I'm going to go Harden, James, Giannis, Kawhi, and
This might need to be
Steph
a
Curry.
larger conversation because we need to judge them either on regular season and postseason. Of what I've realized
I know,
is very
yeah.
different.
I know,
So
but
are we judging
I'm talking about
based on because
best-
ultimately, are you trying to
I'm
win
talking
a
about best
championship?
player right now. I'm talking about best player right now who's been performing right now. Why do you have to make it so difficult? The best player right now from what we've seen so far from the NBA, from the start of the season.
So only the regular season.
yeah.
Well, if that's the case, then I would say, so the way I look at it is sort of who's your MVP, who's leading the MVP,
Okay, yeah,
right?
if you want to say it like that.
So
whatever,
I would
just
say
put 5
Giannis
names.
and Harden are the top 2. I need to look further. I mean, there's certainly top 2.
Just go 3. Just go 3. names.
LeBron will be 3. I would say
Steph, right?
maybe Steph.
One more.
Kawhi. So Kawhi would probably be
same 5.
yes. Steph will be 5. Kawhi will be sort of 3 or 4 along with LeBron.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. It was
But
very easy.
if you're
I know,
asking me
we can talk about this.
who's the better player, Harden and Giannis
we
is
can
off the
talk
list.
about this at the end of the season, all right?
Yes, yes.
Make it easier.
Yeah.
All right, we've digressed. So LeBron is shit at recruiting guys, and hopefully, let's see. Maybe AD might change that.
Yeah. Well,
We'll see that. Who knows? Maybe Kawhi might pull a
And by
left
the
hand
way-
and be like, you know what? I don't like being Batman. I want to be Robin. You know, like who knows?
I don't get. Do you get the sense?
I don't know, man. I saw a picture of him with Drake, so he might stay with the Raptors. Who knows?
Okay, but I mean, Drake was the ambassador, right? So
Yeah, but
I don't know,
like,
it happens. I mean, you
Who knows,
cross
man?
paths.
Yeah, you cross. But who knows? Maybe like you know, they've become friends and managed to convince him to stay in Toronto. Toronto is apparently one of the greatest places to live.
I still think Kawhi. I think there's a 55% chance he goes to the Clippers and 45% he stays in Toronto.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, Clippers are
it's
doing
those.
well
It's
this
those
season.
two.
Clippers are doing
Yeah,
well.
and I thought they were gonna, but I thought they might have been they tanked. I totally misread that situation. I actually think you don't want to do that anymore because you want to give these prospective free agents to say that hey, you have a
'cause now
good
it's a
nucleus.
players' game. Players have
yeah,
these-
you have a nucleus that people want to join you rather than sort of tank and try to
You
get
should
a draft
You
pick.
should only tank if your picks that you've picked the last few years don't turn out well. and
Maybe.
you have a lot of old players that you're paying way too
Yeah.
much for, like Luol Deng.
Right.
No offense.
Yeah, but I think what these teams want to do is that if they want to attract free agency, the marquee free agent,
Yeah.
you need to be able to show to the player, hey, we are one player, one marquee player away.
Yeah.
And right now, Doc Rivers is doing a heck of a job, and all these players are playing
Out of their minds.
out of their minds, and it's going to do, even if they don't win the championship, which I don't think they will, it'll help them in terms of recruiting
Yeah,
the
yeah,
next
in the future.
superstar.
Yeah, of
You know,
course.
being that LA doesn't hurt either, but them getting off to a great start really helps.
You know what helped Doc Rivers? Getting rid of his son.
I agree with that. No. That was the drive. That was an issue between for Chris Paul.
Yeah, Chris Paul was like, yo, just because he's your son doesn't mean you should play. He's shit.
Yeah.
But anyways,
yeah.
okay, let's move on. Let's move on
Yeah.
to the LeBron calling himself the GOAT.
Yeah.
Harry wanted me to put this piece in, but I agree with Harry. Harry, I'll let you carry.
Why don't you set this up? Do you want to set this up?
So it was on the Rachel Nick. No, it was on was it a special, right? Like
It's on like one of these more than an athlete.
shut up and dribble. Was
Something
it?
like that, yeah.
So
when
it was
he's
one-
with his lifelong friends.
So this is basically on LeBron's this is Hollywood LeBron at its peak. You know, basically he created a piece saying essentially along like this is not verbatim, but he basically said when I won that finals, that first championship for Cleveland, I knew I became the GOAT, the greatest of all
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And now every fucking excuse my French, every other sports what do you call it, sports panel and writers, magazines, whatever, they've all been saying, bringing up the good old debate, is he the GOAT though? But we're not going to talk about that. We're just going to talk about how does this come off for LeBron? And
Yeah.
Harry, you can
Not good.
Take lead.
First of all, I haven't watched a single second of any of his documentaries because
It's annoying.
I've seen The Shop, and that's terrible, in my opinion.
I've watched only one episode is when Drake talked about Kanye. This is off basketball.
Okay, I haven't
but-
seen that.
Yeah, but
that's the
it's
second
alright.
episode, right?
Yeah, that's nothing to do with basketball, but I used it for other purposes.
Okay.
It wasn't about LeBron, but yeah, I just think LeBron should not saying I'm not asking him to shut up dribble. He can do this whatever he wants, but it's just not for me.
Okay, I don't mind watching it if it's authentic. I don't think it's authentic. Either it's not authentic when because right now he's presenting a
No, it's not- I wouldn't
in The
say-
Shop. I'm only watching because I saw the first episode of The Shop. In The Shop, he's cursing like a drunken sailor. He's not. It's not in line with his public persona. Remember we had this conversation about
Yeah, where your
Roger
public
Federer.
persona
Right.
and how you really
Yeah.
carry yourself. So
So who is he? Is he really that person? Because to me, I don't think he's really that person. I don't think he talks like that
But I don't think he talks exactly like how he talks to all these other people on the news.
That's
I mean,
fine. I get that because you understand you have to clean it up, right? Because I'm not no.
You have to clean. Yeah, you have a what you call Was it? It's not. Is integrity the word?
Well, you have to be responsible
Class.
because
you have to have a bit of class.
Well,
in the settings,
yeah,
right?
you have
standard.
There is a standard you have to set
Yeah.
because you're on the public airwaves and it's a kid friendly thing. Whereas the shop, obviously, it's a HBO
It's
show.
more
You can
catered
go,
to- yeah.
But to me, I think he's overdoing it. Don't you think he's overdoing it?
Try hard.
Yes,
That's
trying
the best
way
way.
too hard.
Agreed.
He's trying to be so-called too authentically, quote unquote, black.
Yeah,
That's the way I read
Yeah.
it. So if that's who he is, then to me that is completely different from the image he's set in the press
It
conferences.
contradicts a little
Yes,
bit. Yeah.
because you can still show your bona fide authenticity or show your sort of like the way that Allen Iverson has done.
Sorry, wait. Oh, sorry, guys. I know like all these messages are coming in like crazy, but it's like Justin is messaging us right now as we speak.
Oh, is
He's
he?
in rural Norway right now.
Okay, well, why don't you? Does he have anything to say? Does he have anything?
No, okay. I'll put all this input when we talk about the awards. He have a little bit about the awards. Maybe,
Oh, good.
Maybe I can get him to call in for a little second later.
Sure. Okay,
Yeah.
that'll be on the next episode. Correct?
The next episode,
And
which
by
we're
the way,
recording today
Do
as
you
well.
think you can do something about that tone? Not the tone, but
The messaging
Yeah.
notification. Sorry, no, my phone's on silent, but it's connected to the computer.
why is it? Why does it need to be connected to the computer?
Because sometimes I might leave my phone down here, and then when it calls, I can just
Okay, but can you disconnect it while you're taping, while you're recording this?
Sorry, guys. All right, yes.
Because you're getting all these.
Yeah,
Now,
notification. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was Justin. All right. Anyways, all right. Okay. Back to
So you've
Back to
that was
LeBron.
interrupted.
No,
where was I? Or where were you?
we were talking about. Oh no! At the end of the day, I think I don't want to beat a dead horse, but essentially, I think Hollywood Bron is annoying. Annoying
okay.
as hell.
Yeah, and you're a fan
um,
of James. So
I'm a big fan of what he does, but like sometimes you can like certain things about him and just don't
sure.
like certain.
So
and
I
that's-
appreciate
that's not-
your candor. I appreciate your objectivity for once.
Is it objectivity? I just say I'm not a ride.
That you're not
LeBron fan.
being an apologist in this case.
Why am I being apologized? I'm never. What? Okay, fine. Let's not get into this. But yeah, I think you're the same. We both love LeBron, but he can be annoying.
I don't think I'm as big of a. I'm a fan. I don't think I
now
am
he's
as
getting
big.
to the percentages. We're not
Okay.
as big, but
Okay.
like we are LeBron fans, right? Like if he comes,
No, I think you're more of a fan. But okay, let's.
so. Are
set
you
that
not a
aside.
LeBron fan? If LeBron was in here right now, you wouldn't go shake his hand and.
No, actually, I wouldn't necessarily. I'm not a fan. I'm not a so-called fan. We had this conversation. I'm not so-called fan, but I do appreciate what LeBron brings on and off the court.
Harry is a closet LeBron fan. Let's get
What?
it there. All right. Okay. Let's get.
No, okay. When you say a fan, I mean,
So what? Do you not like his work? Are you not a fan
so
of him?
does
playing?
that mean you're a fan of everyone? Because I appreciate whoever plays well.
Do you like him or not?
I don't know if I like him or not. I'm more neutral. I like certain aspects that I don't like certain aspects.
Harry is one of those weird guys who can't tell me. Okay,
Don't-
who is
don't
your
do
favorite
that.
player?
I don't know if I have a favorite player. Like let's
What players do you like?
I find Kevin Durant to be really interesting, and he might not be for everyone, but I find him fascinating, and I root for him. I like Kawhi Leonard too. I know you don't like him.
No, I like Kawhi.
because don't think I haven't noticed that every time you get a shot to try to put in the
No, but I
a snippet.
throw
I know
shots
it's
at
for fun.
everyone. I throw
I know
shots
it's
at
fun.
everyone.
I don't. So I like people
Kawhi.
who are themselves, and I find them to be
Oh, you like the
fascinating and
genuine-
interesting. I don't find
I know
LeBron
what
to
you
be.
mean.
I find him to be very mannered, and he presents himself. There's a bit of pretense. There's a lot
Okay,
of pretense
so-
in what I see with LeBron now. But I appreciate what he does both on and off the court,
Okay.
and it's far beyond anyone could ever hope for a sort of a star player for the NBA, for a sort of a for a great player, for the best player in the certain sport, in any sport. So,
Okay, so do you like athletes who carry themselves to a high standard, as in like very classy when they speak, that like in interviews? Do you value that highly?
I don't value it as I value it to. You need to have a modicum of standard, in my opinion.
So what's okay?
Just a but I value someone who is true to themselves more than someone who tries to present an image of themselves. Even if that
Okay,
image
that-
is
that's
to
why
be,
you don't like-
even if that image is greatly appreciated.
Yeah,
If
okay.
if I
No, I
find that
understand.
that's not who you are, like to me, Kobe Bryant is someone very off-putting to me
Oh man, that
because
guy.
he's very very
You
pretentious.
hear all the stories, and he sounds like an asshole of a teammate to have.
Okay, that I don't even
You need
have
to go
much
that far.
that much of an issue with that. But I just think what he, who he is, who he tries to present in the media,
Yeah, in the media, yeah,
is completely
different.
It's
to-
different, or it's
You know
not
that's not him.
authentic.
You know that's not him.
And just see, I think LeBron James is the original. He's an original. He might not be my cup of tea necessarily, but Kobe Bryant tries to be. He copies everything that Michael Jordan did, and he never sort of put his own spin or flavor on it.
Okay, I'm not gonna-
and that's
I don't
someone
wanna
that I don't
touch that.
necessarily appreciate. He gives himself a nickname. Who does that? No one does that. No one should do that. And it sort of takes because he plays in the Lakers, and there's also a lot of fanboy in Kobe as well.
Okay.
So someone like Tim Duncan, who I appreciate, someone like Steph Curry, who I really like, who
you like
who
the
gets,
odd. Okay, you like the odd quiet.
No,
guys,
it's not
right?
the odd quiet. It's just they do it. They don't
No,
really.
you like the people who don't like.
They just wanna
take
win.
Yeah,
They want to win first and foremost. Now, I don't mind them getting a bit of shine off the court.
What, are you saying Kobe doesn't want to win?
It's not about okay. Let
No,
me.
I think I
he
know what
wants
you're
to
trying to
win.
say.
He wants to win his way.
Let me present it. I think it's easier if you say you just like the players who show their true character and who doesn't have to put up a facade.
Yeah.
Of like what a superstar standard should be. No, they're just them and they like their game.
So
That's the best way of
that's
putting
part of it, and also part of it is they know what works with people, what gets the people's attention, and they traffic in that, or they almost sort of manipulate that to their benefit. And that's someone who I don't necessarily appreciate. And LeBron does that, and Kobe does that. Do I necessarily blame them because they've got all these handlers and stuff? I guess you could, but I appreciate players who are authentic to themselves. And I would say to me right now, Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard are two of my favorite players. Now, Kawhi Leonard doesn't really speak. I don't really care about that.
Yeah,
I just think
but
as a
long
person,
as in real life he's like that.
that's who he is.
That's what. Yeah, sure.
And,
I agree.
and
with you.
anyone who says I don't like the word weird, but
don't say weird, yeah,
but
maybe-
I know you like to take shots, and I'm watching you, so because you always put in the laugh track, which is fine for the show. It's great
yeah,
for the
but,
show.
Like, I'm not
but-
laughing at. I just think it's funny. So you think I'm like, haha, Kawhi, that weirdo, ha. The person's like, no, I'm just saying that's a funny moment. I'm just gonna put that in there.
Okay,
if I had a funny laugh, I'll put it in there.
Okay, no, that's
But-
fine, but just don't think I haven't noticed.
Yeah, but his laugh is just so
Okay,
out of
I
this
get that.
world.
Fine, I get
Hey,
it. I'm not going to argue with that.
I
Yeah.
like Kawhi. Okay, like if you ask me, there's only one player I don't like in the NBA.
Who's that?
Draymond.
Really?
Fuck Draymond, man.
You know what?
I'm gonna fuck Draymond.
Why?
energy.
Can you tell me why?
Fuck, that guy thinks he's top shit, and now he's like, now look at the team right now. He's like on the way out of being relevant to the Golden State Warriors, especially if DeMarcus Cousins come in and does his job and score.
I think you're underrating him as a player.
Not underrated. I know.
I think he's
I know he's a good
he's
player.
still great
I know
defensively.
he's a good. No, I'm not saying that. I know he's a good player.
Yeah.
But he's an asshole.
No, see. Okay, I disagree. What? Okay,
No,
because he.
he rubs a lot of the opponent's team the wrong way. The things he says, the way he goes around them and just mocks them when they win.
Okay, so he's a troller.
Yeah, he's a troll. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have because he does it up front, whereas to me, and it's not the same thing, but sometimes LeBron James does it in a passive aggressive way to certain, not to everyone, right? The level that James does his sort of
But
trolling
the magnitude
is
of intensity is different.
okay, but
The
I
intensity.
I understand what you're saying.
Like if he dunks on you,
Yeah,
he'll
he's
be
not
like,
afraid to really tell you about
There's
it, right?
a lot of trash players. Yeah, they'll
That's
be
fine.
like,
But
Yo,
he's
I
that
saw
ti-
I saw with Harry 2 points, buckets. Every
Okay, but I think you're undervaluing him as a player. He only scores you 7,
No,
but
no.
you don't need him to score 7
I'm not
points. You
talking
don't
ab-
need him to score.
I
You
know,
need him to
but I'm not
rebound and
talking
pass the ball.
about- I'm
I
not-
think he's he's a top 20
now
player.
you're talking about his ability. No, I'm just
Yeah.
talking about his
So why can't
personality.
he-
I just don't like his personality. No, I'm saying I personally don't like his
Okay,
personality.
so you don't
That's
like
it.
someone who rubs like in your face.
No, I don't mind it, but no, actually, fuck it. No, I just don't like Draymond for some reason. Every time
Okay,
he
you
comes on
haven't
TV,
told me why, but I
no, he
understand.
just comes across as an asshole. Don't you
Okay,
think?
because look, I understand he rubs it in your face. He right,
Yeah,
like
just
whenever he
comes off
does
as
a
an
dunk.
asshole. He
Okay,
just come off as an asshole, don't you think?
no, I don't think that. I think that's who he is. I think does he take it too far? Sometimes he does, but I don't want someone to be restrained.
No,
I don't think he's ever taken it too far. I never think he's taken it too far, but he's taken it somewhat far for someone's taste.
Okay,
but
yeah.
I can live with that because that's who he is. And when I hear him speak, he is what's the word I'm looking for? He's actually quite grounded. I'll give you an example. When the Warriors won the last back in June.
Yep.
In game, there was a sweep, right?
Yeah, the 4-0.
And I think I might have even mentioned this to you. They make the rounds of television. It was NBA TV or something.
Yep.
And so they won their second straight and 3 or 4,
Yep.
right? And who was it? I forget who it was who asked him, imagine if you didn't get suspended or whatever happened in 2016, you could have won 4 in a row.
Yeah.
And he was obviously doused in champagne. He's on a high. He could have easily said, yeah, we could have easily won 4. But he stopped him and said, no. Who's to say that if we had won in 2016, we would have Kevin Durant? And that to me is real. That to me is his thinking, and he's being realistic. And to me, I like that about. Don't you like that about? It's easy to
maybe he rubbed me the wrong way because maybe I've been on the wrong end.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Because you're more on the LeBron side of things, right?
Yeah, just you just see him fights, kicking people,
I understand. I get it.
I don't know. He just bad energy.
And he's that smirk.
That
I like that, but I can understand why people don't like that. Like someone like Rajon Rondo to me is far worse than Draymond Green. Draymond Green does it in a fun-loving, he thinks in a fun-loving way. Yeah. Are you talking about just the kicks or are you talking about something else? Like when he does all these little things, it's actually charming. I know.
So okay,
I know you view it differently.
If we're playing sport, right?
Yeah. That's a different question.
You're beating me, right?
Yeah.
And after that, you just kept rubbing it at me. I know it's wrong.
Yeah.
But you kept rubbing me every day. And one day I snapped and I punched you in the face.
Okay. There's a difference. Okay. So there are certain, like Cam Newton, to me, rubs me the wrong way.
Oh, no. Don't bring Cam Newton in this.
Well, because there are certain people who does it in a charming or in an entertaining or in a good nature way.
The way you do it.
Yeah. Actually, it is.
How's it a good nature way? But
to me, it is because it's actually fun. He's actually... the way he trash talks, it actually is good. It's good trash talking.
What does he doesn't try to destroy you, but he just does he say anything out of bounds, you reckon? I don't know what he says.
It could be, but that's part of trash talking in the NBA.
Yeah, so,
I don't know if have you heard the snippet of him talking to Paul Pierce?
No, what did he say?
Maybe you can play it in post-production, but he says something like, hey, because when Paul Pierce was on his last legs on the last season on the Clippers, and he was on the bench, and Draymond was trolling him to say, hey, listen, you're trying to do like Kobe, because Kobe, remember, was also retiring, or might have already retired. Yep. And he says, you're not Kobe. You don't get a farewell, but it sort of cut deep. But that to me is good trash talking.
I don't think that's that bad.
But it was that was great. Like Paul Pierce had to take it because he's not getting any minutes.
That's okay. But when I think what rubbed me a little bit the wrong way was when he talked. I think he talked about Tristan or something. I don't know what happened there, but the Tristan Thompson little thing. I was like, oh, you're not cut from the same cloth. Yada yada yada.
So look,
you're not from the streets. I'm like, shut the I could go there and slap you right now. What, you're from the streets? What you gonna do? I'm gonna slap you right now in the face.
Well, hold on.
Stuff he says stuff like he's from some street. He's from some doggy dog.
Is he trying to say that? I don't think he's trying to say that he's from the streets.
No.
He's just saying Tristan's not from the street.
No, he's saying.
Now, by the way, I think Tristan got him back. He actually decked him. Is that right?
Yeah.
At the SPs.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, that's why.
To me, Tristan's taken too far. Now, I would say this to Draymond.
No.
This is what happens.
You know what Draymond meant by saying you're not cut from the same cloth? He's saying that
you're not that tough.
Yeah, you're not that tough.
Yeah.
And he decked him. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. No, that's what I'm trying to say. And let's not. Okay. Let's call this an episode.
Okay.
Good night, guys.